What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Starlight Digest, a podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. As you can see, we're all still friends here from last time. We still talk to each other. No, Chris is just here out of spite.
Yeah, this way. No.
Yeah, look the other way.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is our episode 144 being recorded on January 26, 2022. And I am your host, Darth Moocher. I got Scott Solo here with me.
What's up, nerds?
Grand Admiral Franz.
Hello, everyone.
The Ernie the Fallen Fett.
Hey, guys, what's up?
We got Bootleg Joe.
Hi.
And friend of the show and former Nerds with Attitude host, we got Kev Baca here with us. Thank you, Kevin.
What is up, nerds? I'm here to rip some arms off of this episode. Let's do it.
Yes. Kevin has been on
that
the
was
show
last
in the past.
week.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was
we were ripping arms off all over
Chris
the place.
Santon.
Now I'm bringing the heat this time.
Nice.
It was Chris Scotton last week.
Sure. That's how it was.
True.
Oh, my goodness. Well, before we get into, of course, what we're going to be talking about is the Mando Season 3 premiere. No, I'm kidding. It's going to be Boba Fett. But before we get into all of that good stuff, we got our Patreons to thank and shout out.
That's right. Hey, special shout out to all of our wonderful Patreon patrons. Without you, we wouldn't look as pretty as we do right now. We wouldn't be able to have this guy here on board because, stuff and things. So special shout out. We've got Flavy Davy, formerly of the Nerds with Attitude podcast. Thanks, Dave. Really appreciate it. Don the Dad Dorn, Justin the Vanilla Thunder, Mervine. We've got Gavin Connor from the Holy Hour podcast. We've got Don and Brady of the Escape Pod podcast on the Red 5 Network. Crystal Lamphere, Brandon and Anya Epler, who Brandon will be joining us next week on our episode.
Nice.
So thank you for that, Brandon. And then, of course, AJ from the Forbidden Panel. Thank you, everybody. Again, without you, we wouldn't look this pretty. Yeah. If you want to consider joining up on our Patreon list, go to patreon.com/Sarlacc Digest Podcast and throw us $1 or $2. We'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, we've
Imperial
got
credits.
I like our friends. Yeah, we do accept Imperial credits.
Why didn't I think of that? That's why this guy and I gel so well together.
Right.
That's why you brought me here. Fill in the gaps.
Did you bring him for backup in case I went berserk?
Yes,
exactly.
That's it. He's actually podcasting outside your home in a black van.
Oh, man.
That's his work van. That's how he decorates.
I ain't afraid of no Wookiee. Come on.
Oh, man. And then continuing our shout out of our friends and Pit crew and everything. Our chat room is live. Everybody's in there. We're in there. So, Scott, go ahead and give us a little bit of
give you some shout outs. We've got Jake Peterson, Arizona Toy Hunters Guild, Plastic Predicaments, the Commander Academy, Bootleg Joe, he doesn't count, Treebeards Toy Box, Gavin Connor, Gordon. It skipped. It moved on me. What the hell?
I know. More people are entering.
Bounty Hunter BNB. What's going
Bounty
on?
Hunter
Douglas
BNB.
Tupper, Lunar Girl, Toy Rensu, Jose Gonzalez, Star Joes, Santo 1414, and Mando Mike in here. Look out. And
Mr. Omega, Matt Logic,
the
AC.
Fallen Fett is there too. What just happened?
Dude, there's so many. I love it.
I told you it jumped on me.
Popping in here. Matt Logic 44, AC, Mr. Ortega, and D-Page Ups. Let's go.
See,
all right.
Awesome. I love it. This is we knew that you knew everybody was clamoring to talk about this episode, right?
How blind was I looking right there? I forgot we're on video. I'm like cramping.
No, you're
that's what I do. I'm just staring over here.
Shoot, man. I looked up my I was on video that whole time.
Yeah.
Lots of people getting blocked tonight. That's cool.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's a lot in there, right?
No,
there.
Ernie, I think by the end of this talk, I think you're going to be very happy.
I think you'll be all right, dude.
Yeah, I think you'll be okay, man. So, there's other Star Wars news going on in the outer rim there, but we're going to save that until I gather more information. But I don't want to leave it out because there was some big gaming news that has been dropping. But again, I want to make sure I have everything correct on what's happening. So I'm excited for that. But let's see here. Book of Fett, episode 5. That's what we're here to talk about because that's what we do. Return of the Mandalorian. That's what it was called.
In a big way.
Yeah, and so as everybody should know, this is a spoiler cast, right? So everybody should know that this is basically a Mandalorian update.
Free-for-all.
Yeah, so there was a cool theory going around, Chris, right? We saw on Twitter about why it was 7 episodes in this series, correct?
Oh well, I had seen a. Oh man, see now it was Charlotte. I forget what show she's on. I just lost it for top of my head. I wasn't ready. But she had tweeted out like, you know what, Obi-Wan 6 episodes. This is
Right.
7.
Right.
This is just an extra episode in here to kind of kick off the end of Boba Fett. It wasn't necessarily a cameo. It was a whole extra episode.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Mandalorian prequel before we get into there. So it kind of hits into both shows, right? Because now we know where the Mandalorian has to go.
Yeah.
After this, he's gonna have to, find new Mandalorians. He just lost his.
It's a season 2.5.
But in the interim, he's gonna help out and do his mission. He's on one of his missions. It's like Boba Fett or Mandalorian's mission. He's always going somewhere to do something, right?
Right.
So we're just catching him on the side right here, and he's like, "Oh, I'm here now. I'm gonna do this for Fennec and Fett."
Right.
While I'm on my
And
way
then-
here, it just
Correct. Yeah.
they just threw a Mandalorian episode right smack at the end of Fett, and they made it an extra episode worth of episodes. I think.
Yeah.
And it was a great thought. I thought to kind of calm me down.
Well, that yeah, right. That and I think of course everything in this episode is going to come around full circle. You know that it's going to come around at the end of this season. Plus, it's going to kick off Mando and refresh and all that stuff. And it's kind of good because what happened to me, it broke open a billion questions, right? Stuff that we've been talking about on the Mandalorian about like what he's going to be doing and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, he's back to bounty hunting. He's back to do. I mean, it's all these things. It's like, okay,
that
wait
was
a second.
weird.
It threw a lot of our theories on season 3, which is exciting because it makes you really, really think. What's going to be happening. Yeah, Scott.
Before we get too far into this, we're breaking our mold here. We've been starting off every episode by rating the episode. On
right,
A
yeah,
to
yeah.
F
Oh,
scale.
yeah.
So we need to figure out where we stand on this one.
Okay, let's do it. In the chat, or in the pit. Sorry, I wanted to get all your grades on this overall episode. But maybe we should take a consideration of all the stuff from the back. Like, how does this? This is your grading on the episode, but how is it also relating to the entire structure and your thought going forward? Right. So,
God,
like,
that's a lot. Just put an
well,
A, B, C, or D.
Yeah,
Good
no, see, like,
Lord.
because
Give these guys
again,
homework.
as I loved it, it's like an A+, right? But as the overall, I'm not so sure. You know what I mean? I don't know where this episode falls in line with the entire thing. So I'm still going to go with a solid 90% like I did last week, and an A-, 90% right there, solid A for me.
Okay.
Scott.
For me, absolutely 110%. This was an A plus.
A+.
For me.
Wow.
This A plus. Yeah, and we'll get into why in a bit. So
Okay, Chris.
9.5.
9. Oh, so a solid A.
Yeah, A. Right. Yeah. I mean, there wasn't much more to go up in this episode. As far as it was a fantastic 50 minutes of Star Wars. going on, right. Take away the story of Boba Fett and where that was going. Everything else. If I'm sitting down watching Star Wars and you say, "Hey, just put on something Star Wars right now," I'll throw that episode any day. It'd be cool.
Right. Cool. Kevin, I'm going to leave you for last. So, Bootleg Joe.
Fine.
I will give this episode of Mandalorian an A plus.
A+ too, huh?
Yes.
It's a sediment around the campfire.
So
Fallen Fett, what's your rating on this?
An F for F this. And
F for where's Fett?
that's a strong F this. Yeah, F. Solid F.
Did that thought about the
Pretty
7
deep.
versus 6 episodes not help at all? Because it helped me.
It did me too because it makes
I mean,
sense.
This is your straight up your little comic book that came before your movie when you went and saw it. This is your prequel to what's going to go on. Your 2.5, like everybody is saying. It really is. Like, I get it. It was cool. It's very, very cool. But I would have liked it as a surprise episode in the middle of something that we didn't know. Like
Right.
Disney just put it up.
Yeah,
But how I kind of connected the two things, though. You had to get him into Boba Fett somehow, and you might as well catch him up at the same time.
Oh, it does.
And
I
that
mean,
story's a long story, It might as
that's
well,
our last 20 seconds.
Yeah, I would have, and actually,
That's
right
it.
there, I would have preferred Fett be the one there with her and just do
I
it
know.
on the houseboat. I
Okay,
mean,
but I like
besides
that,
that.
though. It shows that they're homies.
okay.
And he was,
Yeah, that's true.
He was like,
Okay.
I'm there.
yeah.
Kevin, what
Fair.
is your score on
Oh my
this?
God, and Scott's always trying to cut us off.
I know. I was getting to it. I mean,
He's talking over people.
Yeah.
So it's actually news to me that this is 7 episodes. So that does help me to learn that
Oh, good.
this wasn't just a burned Fett episode, because as a Fett episode, I would give it a D minus, and as a Mandalorian episode, I would give it a solid A.
Yeah, and that's
So-
what I'm saying. Like as a it's like a solid 90% as a Mando or the episode to what it is. But I have some very very problems as I was watching. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. But anyway, we'll have to do that. We'll have to get into it.
Well, Scott made mention in our chat about the interludes inside Aftermath, and that's kind of what this felt like, right? Like it was like you're kind of like getting in a slow drag of the book, which is what we were doing at Aftermath. But every time an interlude came up, you're like, "Whoa, that was cool!"
Yeah,
and that's what just happened. We were arguing last week about the book, and then we just got an interlude, and it's like, "Oh, look at that!"
Yeah, there seems to be more people who give it A's than I've heard a lot of people just really really hating on. Not the episode in general. Yeah, not the episode in general, but like, why are we doing this? Like, what is this in the point? And again, the overall picture is the most important thing there to go by. We've always said that.
Yeah.
We put it, as all 7 episodes are presented to us and how this intertwines and how it kicks off the next season. It's very important. But yeah, Scott.
We got Lunar Girl as an A+, Toya Rensu A++, Santo 1414 A+. Star Joe's an A. Just Papa Schmitty with the best episode. Mr. Ortega A+. Jose Gonzalez A++, because got to outdo everybody else. Let me see. We got A, best filler episode. Yes, Papa Schmitty with an A+, because best episode. Bounty Hunter B&B A+, 10 out of 10 from Treebeard. Gavin Connors an A. Jesse Klein A+. Matt Logic A+. So yeah, it seems like a round. Okay, here we go. Voice of Dissent, Mando Mike. C for Mandalorian, D minus for Book of Fett. So I'm just gonna go ahead and block Mando Mike.
Yeah. I get the D minus for Book of Boba Fett. I absolutely do. I was kind of, because the first time watching it, you're waiting for Boba to show up or Fennec, right? And you're like, why isn't this? I kept. Did you guys checking what time it was on the show?
Oh yeah.
Not
like,
once.
why am I still on Mando right now? Where's Fett?
That's the first thing I did, Chris.
Yeah.
I was watching, and about 40 minutes in, I check. I go, dude, we got like 7 minutes left. What's going on? Like, I really was worried.
You start minusing out the credits, and you're like, wait a second, I better see him in the next couple of minutes, or this is going to be just a cameo of Fett.
Yeah.
And then you don't even see him, and it's like
they show him in the painting and in the credits.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but once it's over and you watch it again, you're like, okay, now that I'm not waiting for him, I can relax.
Absolutely. My second go around, I really was enthralled into the episode. But again, I have to take it as that weekly thing is kind of hurting, that the drop in the info.
Yeah.
As a whole, we got to really kind of put the pieces together. So I'm sure that, again, we trust in the story group, we trust in Favreau, all these people to do the right thing. And why did we get just a 50 minutes of the Mandalorian upgrade and then the last 20 seconds of Fennec showing up, explaining and again, still not saying I'll be right back. It's like, I'll help you, but I'll be right back. So are we going to see him next week? I doubt it. So is it just the season finale?
You're right, because he has to go do something. You're right.
Yeah. So
I think we're going to see that in a flashback on the Mandalorian. I think we're going to pick right up where we left off here.
That's true too. I don't think we're going to see Mandalorian again until the finale. Like, he'll come with all the Mandos behind him or whatever, and then
in Mando season 3, we'll get the off scene stuff.
Yeah,
we're not going to see in Fett. He's right. That's exactly
when Mando's in his back to tank. That's
right. When he's in his back to tank now, right? Flashing back. Oh my goodness! But anyway, guys,
comes full circle.
We talked. They teased
poetry.
the big. Yeah,
this really does. Here's what sucks. I'm sorry, real fast. Just
Okay,
a little editorial here. It really sucks because I feel bad for Ernie, because all these years we've been doing this, right?
Yeah.
It has been all about Fett. It has,
Right.
And here we go with this Fett show that hasn't really grabbed everybody by the nuts. We kind of thought it should. Okay.
Sure.
And then they throw in the guy that's kind of the carbon copy Fett that had 2 seasons of successful stuff.
Yeah.
And as soon as you see him, the whole mood changes. And he comes out in the first 30 seconds doing stuff that Boba Fett should have been doing for the last 30, 40 years. Right. So I absolutely 100% get the frustration with that. I do. But this episode on its own is rad. But I get that frustration. Like, I.
Like I said, when we saw this scene, right?
God.
Right. I'm just saying, like, when we saw this scene, what happened? The intro to this episode, right? This right here, I actually shouted, "That should be Boba Fett."
Yeah.
I was like,
So
that is what we're missing. And
so did I.
of
It
course,
I
guys,
said
the sentiment is The Mandalorian. I've seen it. The Mandalorian is way better than Boba Fett at this point. He does more. The
yeah.
story is more intriguing.
The lines are delivered better at this point. He's even coming off better under the mask than he was in his own seasons.
Yeah.
Like his delivery today was great.
It was. I said it from last week is, damn it, everybody got so excited just to hear his music. And then here he is, and everybody's like, best episode, and there's no Boba. I mean, it's a perfect way to look at it is that's exactly who Mandalorian was Boba Fett, but not Boba Fett. It's everything they wanted to be, but let's call him Mandalorian. And then we bring in Boba Fett, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But now we get old man Boba Fett, just like we got old man Luke, which nobody liked either. But we know what he went through and how he's changed and the person that he has to be now. And it's just harder for everybody to expect that. But you're absolutely right, Marco. We open up on the Rocky scene, and you're screaming right there just to
when he cuts the dude in half. And what really threw me back, because the first like 15 minutes of the episode, I was just like mind blown. But then I was like, if it goes right into like Boba Fett and doing stuff, it would be like the most perfect episode I've ever seen, honestly. But it lingered and it stayed on it and stayed on it and stayed on until I was like. And that's what really kind of got me in a kind of a depressed mood. Like, I don't know what we're doing here. But I got to see the big picture, right?
Yeah, it didn't get me depressed, but I kept checking it. Like every time it would switch a scene,
I checked like 5 times, dude.
I'm like, wait a second, we just changed places again. Where we? Yeah. How are we going to follow this fool? And then even when he got to Tatooine, I'm like, well, this will be quick.
Yeah.
No, wasn't he went pod racing. I'm like, come on.
So what did you guys think about the intro? I mean,
oh, dude, awesome.
I mean.
Great. He pulled out the Darksaber.
Yeah. I mean,
it was nice to see that he doesn't know how to use it yet.
Interesting too. Yes. We have some theories behind that too, right? Amazing. Yeah, because he injured himself.
We're still picking up from Rebels.
Yeah.
So that's great.
And you know what? He's not really, we talked about him going back to bounty hunting. He's not really back to bounty hunting. He didn't even want to take the money. He was after information about where the covert was.
That's true. You know what, Chris?
So he wasn't really...
Very true. I didn't think about that. Because at first I was like, okay, we're picking this up, and he's back to bounty hunting. What is it like? No, business as usual. But you're right. He did it to find the Mandos, right? Because they took off. That's again. That puts everything in perspective now. He did the job to do. Yeah.
All right, I got a question for you nerds who know more about this. Is this the first time we've seen someone hurt themselves with a lightsaber? Because those things are like dangerous as hell. Yeah. Right. And they're the way they swing them around in like the first, the prequels and stuff. Someone's getting grazed or getting a little lightsaber burn, and no one ever gets hurt with them ever. And so it was nice to see sort of a reality of someone like. Are we allowed to swear on this?
I would have done it.
Yeah,
right. It was very cool. It was very cool, Kev, because then as we get into the episode later, she explains it, but it also took us back to Rebels with Sabine and Kanan when he was training her how to use it. She said the exact same thing about Heavy. And talk about great acting, whoever that was playing Mando in that suit, because we know there's stunt actors and everything like that. You can tell the heaviness, the way he was throwing it around, everything he had to do, like 2 hands so hard to yield it and everything, which was great. I mean, that was cool. I actually appreciated that he got hurt by it. It shows, that
vulnerability he's not. Well, here's the thing. Here's the two compare and contrast the two, Boba Fett and Mando. Mando's learning curve is actually helping him, right? Like he's actually into the lore of his own people and doing these things and discovering. Now he's accepting the Darksaber. Well, Boba Fett's learning curve has been like, I'll just sit here and okay, you're not going to kill for me. Okay, I'll do it myself. It's like he's not learning from any of the mistakes he's making. It seems.
He's not even a chance to make mistakes.
Yeah, that's true.
There really hasn't been anything to do.
You guys want to do this? No? Okay, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah.
And Fennec's trying to teach him. And every time he does the opposite of what Fennec says. It really does. But it was, what a cool scene. Like I said, it just took me back to Rocky. And then again, does that not put you in the head because like how Apollo and Rocky teamed up? And so you're kind of Mando and Boba. Like I was already there, dude.
Oh, God.
And then these dudes look like pit bulls. And so you're already thinking like that. Like, go ahead and kill him.
Yeah.
Dude, he cut Homeboy in half.
Yeah.
That's what I was, and
they showed it.
It's not that he cut him in half. He cut it all the way through the table, and I was like,
he hit the
Did
floor.
I just see that?
Dude, look at that. I mean,
look, everybody stabbing.
Gruesome.
It was great.
It was.
Like
and
I said-
I love how he was with the other people. I have no quarrel with you.
Yep.
There's a bunch of money in there I have no right to. Go ahead and take it, split it up,
Yeah.
just let me the hell out. If
Yeah.
Which
if
is
you
exactly
give me
what he would have done in his own
what
show.
did he say? If you give
Yeah.
me the pleasure of leaving or something like that, right? It was really polite, like uber polite. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly.
It was so good.
I,
You made
yeah,
a choice now. Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Or I'm
they'll-
gonna kill you.
so they did refer to him as Clutonians.
Yeah, they were
Uh,
Clutonian.
And that was weird because they look like the Barada species to me, like the dog species kind of deal. But
It confused me.
exactly. So, but I thought the Clutonians were the Klaatu, but that could be different. Who knows? But yeah, dude. So yeah, you're right. So he takes the job to find the man. So now remember that the what was it, the Rocketeer salute? They're going off and the watch is going off and doing their rendezvous, and he had to try to find it. They didn't tell him where they were going because I guess it was
Right.
a spur of the moment kind of stuff.
Super secret. No, when they left, that wasn't even it. They got hit the next day. He said
Right.
goodbye. They went
That's
back.
right.
When he went back the next day, he saw the armor. They were all
That's right.
slaughtered. She had to
You're
fight.
right.
Blah, blah, blah.
So this is cool, guys. Like
so now we have the heavy Mando, the Vizsla, and Paz Vizsla,
yeah.
and the armorer. So Omega, and obviously not Wrecker now, but Omega is still the armorer. We're sure. Right?
Well, yeah. So we'll first we get to this
I'm
planet.
shaking
or
my
this,
head no.
we get to this
Halo?
Yeah, the Halo planet, like a made sphere and everything, which was really cool. We had some discussion in the chat. Was like, is this Kuat drive yards? Is it something else? But no, I think it's completely just brand new.
It's
And
livable. It's residential and maybe some business, but it's not like a shipyard
Yeah.
or anything, right? They said it was based on a thing like this, both in the Halo game, but originally from a book called Ringworld. And
Yes.
that's where
Right.
it was
Exactly,
a science fiction
yes.
book,
which
so.
was really cool. And Scott brought this up. We should have I wish they would continue this kind of trend of having the title in the corner, like Rogue One style.
Yeah.
Just for
So we
our
know what it
references
is.
and yeah,
Right.
like for the lore and maybe
I
at
heard a
the,
lot of complaints whenever Rogue One came out about that,
Oh,
how
man.
un-Star Wars like it was. But I appreciated it because in Rogue One, I never would have known that was the Ring of Kafrene or
Yep.
right. Once you don't have
Yadu.
the
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, once you don't have the crawl, it's all at the
Yeah.
window. You do whatever
Yeah.
the hell you want. You know what I mean?
agreed.
So-
Agreed. Because you know what, in Solo, I would have loved to known a couple of things, and then when you get to Last Jedi, it would have been really helpful to know we were on Mustafar.
yeah,
Yes.
You know,
the Rise
yes.
of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What did I say? What did I
Last
say?
Jedi. Last Jedi.
Jesus Christ! All right.
I know. We all were
It's the
like,
COVID.
yeah. But yeah, dude.
I would have taken that
it
too,
does
though.
help.
There, I don't know where I was in any of those planets either.
Yeah.
You know,
Just for because again, we as line talk and lore, we pick up on those things, right? So
yeah.
Another thing, this was so badass. And what's up, Jake? I love that he just put this in there right now. How much we've been saying, I don't know about the modders. I don't know about the colors. I know it's Star Wars, but it doesn't fit right. Damn it, did that fit just like perfect? All the scenery from where he was walking
oh god, yeah.
to elevators, that club room where he went and delivered the head, that was still Star Wars.
Yes.
That's
The-
exactly what you would hear in the Bounty Hunter video game.
Yes.
Right? It
Yes.
felt like that. And
My
Yeah.
first,
You're right, you're right.
my head went to Crimson Dawn is when you opened the doors and it had that like
Yeah.
the club.
Yeah.
I was just like, he took an elevator to my that's my first instinct. Oh,
Yeah.
we're at
I
the
love
Crimson
the
Dawn
elevator
headquarters,
attendant's
right?
face when he's looking at the
It-
sack.
Yeah.
If you want to throw it out there now, did you guys notice because I love looking at these now because of all the Ralph McQuarrie stuff that we've been getting. I
Mhm.
didn't catch one of those for this episode. I don't know if you guys did. Besides we already got it in episode 7 when they landed
Oh.
on Tatooine. The entrance.
You're right.
That's still Ralph McQuarrie, but we've already seen
Absolutely.
that.
Right.
But anyways, in this art at the end, dude, is Maul's ship in the right-hand corner
Oh, really?
of the ring place in the drawing.
Really?
The Halo.
Oh,
Yes.
and the concept.
Right.
Oh, okay. I have to go back and see. I
It's
didn't stay
right
for
there
the
in
concept.
the right-hand corner at the very top.
Oh.
You can
Do
see
the-
it, the back of his circle, and it goes into
Yeah.
yeah.
the 2. Right. So if we
The
have
one,
no
the one that
Maul,
flip?
yes,
Isn't it called the Infiltrator? What was Sith?
Yeah,
Maul's-
Sith Infiltrator.
yeah, Sith
Cool.
Infiltrator.
the
Yeah.
Infiltrator, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'll check it out.
It's in the right-hand corner. So
Wow.
it's so funny that you said about Crimson Dawn because then if we have no Maul,
See,
whose ship is
concept
that
art
then?
tells us a lot more too, right?
Yes.
My
Yeah.
goodness.
Just
'Cause
like
what
we saw
they're
the
thinking
3
I
about.
wonder if
droid.
that
Yeah.
table that he took the head to, I wonder if they were because it I forgot that you guys
could be workers.
help me on that the squid head guy.
the
race.
initiative or
Not
Yeah.
Ishi Tib, the squid
How
head
come
dude.
they Ishi Tib
Corin.
and all them? I thought they were all
Corin, thank
green.
you.
Why
Corin.
was he blue?
I mean, Twi'leks are all sorts of different colors.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
We've only seen one Ishitib in the past, so.
But the Quarren was there,
really?
and
I
Quarren
thought they
are
were
always
always
bad. You know what I mean? They're always bad. So
Quarren
that's
are
always
always
figured that. Yeah, exactly.
He was blue because he reacted to the air differently.
Yeah, his
and it very well could be, right? Right.
blood wasn't
yeah.
oxygenated yet. So
Because have we
Because of
not
the-
seen
because of
all
their
these
diet.
aquatic people with their mask and this and that? And so he's blue,
Yeah.
just like you said, Kev, because of probably the air. I don't know.
Right.
That could be.
But
Were there
that
any
was awesome.
were there any hidden like aliens or creatures or anything in that on the Halo world when he's walking to like collect his bounty? I was checking the
Who was in the
background.
elevator with her? Where have we seen that? Why was she
seen
familiar?
that in
I forget who it
I
was.
want
need
to say
see a
Force
picture.
Awakens or Last Jedi. I think it's Last Jedi in the casino. I want to
but
say that because I did.
I need to
look
look real fast. Let me look at who it is. I can't even think.
I
of the
was
person.
so invested in the scene, Kevin. I didn't pay attention to who else. I didn't even realize
Me
it was
neither.
Quarren at the table. I was so invested in the intensity of the conversation.
Ishitib, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I brought up Jake Peterson's comment because again we've been talking about Kira showing up through the whole thing, and I still not out of the picture. It's still not, and especially what Ernie's telling us about the concept art, Darth Maul ship, Crimson Dawn.
I check it thoroughly now because I want to see like what was supposed to happen and what did we miss. You know, it was like the Jawa's eyes in the tree scene, like those red dots in there. I would have never known that was Jawa's until the concept art.
Right.
So,
yeah, exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
I
So
love
now
that,
I'm
that there's
looking at
varieties
that, yes.
of aliens and stuff, not just cookie cutter stuff, because that's
Yeah.
we ain't Star Trek.
I'm thinking
I apologize, publisher.
the girl that was on the elevator with Mando was probably one of those like contestant winners, you know, where like you win like a walk-on role
Oh my god.
kind of things.
I want you to look down and then look straight, real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Maybe it's
I'm trying to. I'm almost at that scene now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Make a wish. Yeah, go dress me up. I'm ready.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm still waiting for them to add a podcast in the Star Wars, and we're going. You know, I'll dress up.
Speaking of real quick of the background and who did we see? Fabster was in this more. Fabio
was he?
in a
Was he in
couple more scenes. They like duplicated him. He was in some walk by quick ones, but he was also in the Robo jacket. We call it the Robo jacket because Robo from the Fwoosh, he's made his own character out of who came with it's from Solo. They were the troopers on the train.
That was him.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So that was him in that jacket.
Oh,
yeah.
that's cool. That's cool. I don't have a. I wish I had a screenshot of that. Yeah, no. But that's awesome.
Yeah.
Ernie's all like, "Look at me! I know all of these people that are in
I
the
know,
book of
right?
Boba Fett, and none of them can get me a role."
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what I keep saying. I want to be in there too.
Yeah.
Nobody can get Chris on a show, right? Ernie,
Right.
I tell him it's messed up.
So
Man,
this was really cool too. Like
Range
the markings, right? The Gandalf markings, right? So like,
how bad did I want to go get a tattoo right away?
of that exact with the light, yeah, dude.
Hey, the person in the elevator looks like the one from the Jar Jar episode with Mace Windu. You guys hate in Clone Wars.
Oh,
that's just to me, but I could be wrong.
Really?
That's anyway. That's dope right there.
Yeah.
The fact that the Mando visors, you know, to be you had, and it's a marked door. That was so cool. Of course, you know, and of course we get this shot. And it's a little dark, guys, so apologize, but we get our reunion with the armor and of course Heavy Mando, right? So I wanted
she's sitting there kneeling, looking out into the vast of space.
Yeah, just I mean,
Heavy Mando. You should call him Hating Mando. That guy's a hater, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Great hater.
But that's his heritage. That's his lineage. Like,
yeah, I feel that they really are taking the time to develop these other Mandalorian characters for the live action.
There's something with her. Still.
It's almost night and day on this up. Like she was like night and day. I mean, she was good all over. Trust me.
Yes.
Good in the Mandalorian seasons and this one. But for some, it's like what Chris was saying. There's like a mystique to it. It was a very intimidating but yet calming. It was just a great presence. I love those shots when there's nothing said. Those are my favorite. You know what I mean? Like
it goes back to whenever we were at the convention, the Unicon show, and I asked her. I said, "So, any plans for coming back to the universe?" And she just
stared at
me
us
and smiled and didn't say a damn word. And I'm like,
okay.
But
I think yes.
I think we figured it was Mando 3. I wasn't thinking Fett. You know what I mean? It wasn't.
Yeah.
Unless he's coming in to say, "Hey,
this was like again a good surprise, right?" But I want
well, you know, Chris, she still thought this was Mando 3. They didn't know they
Yeah.
put it in Fett.
That's
Yeah,
true.
right. No, that's true.
because there was no Fett to deal with. So how would she know? You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
the actors
Um,
thought they were filming Mando season 3, which
you know,
they doing.
they did a good job here with a lot of Mandalorian history.
So,
a lot of
oh
good
my-
stuff.
So let's
I
get into
couldn't-
this. Like the
yeah.
next couple scenes before we get into Tatooine again, is we get two things. We get the history of the Darksaber, we get the history of the houses and how it's passed upon and all that stuff, right? We get, and we're gonna break it down more, but I'm just saying we get that. We get the Purge, right? Was it the
Night of a
Night of a
Thousand
Tears.
Tears.
Night of a Thousand Tears,
Terminator.
and yeah, and then of course we get wielding the Darksaber, all in this amazing 5 to 10 minutes of just dialogue and battling and dueling. But right off, my favorite is showing the Purge, right?
Oh yeah.
Like this is I need this as a wallpaper
Oh my god.
with the K2 droids, the Imperial probe droids, the bombing.
Look at the buckets on the ground. Did you see the buckets?
No.
Those
Yeah,
are all
look
buckets right there.
Freaking
So
awesome.
you see
In the
them real
foreground.
quick, Scott, when
Yeah.
the probe droid light flashes on it or an
Mhm.
explosion happens.
Yeah.
That's when you can see them, and there's so many. There's even hands
Oh,
Oh.
coming out of the ground.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is our Terminator 2.
Yes.
You know.
And this is all
See.
thanks to Moff Gideon. This is
Right.
Wow.
Now,
It's so
these
great.
bombers, are these the ones that Thrawn was making?
These look like
In
the ones
These
in
look
Solo.
like standard.
No.
These look
He
like
was-
standard.
These are
ones.
standard? Okay.
Yeah, he was making like fighter jets that could go do a lot of stuff.
Oh,
with
those were
shielded.
the
Yeah, the
Defenders or
fighters.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the TIE Defender program.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so it wasn't those.
But
No,
Mm-mm.
Okay.
but
All right.
but
They were
this
more
slow
maneuverable.
motion. Yeah,
Crazy.
this slow motion visuals of the Purge of Mandalore, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Yeah, it's
Yes.
destructive, right? I saw a post, someone saying what the droids, because they bombarded the planet so much that it was radiation, they had to use the droids, and using the K2 droids. I mean, come on.
Oh, two
You
of the
know.
coolest Imperial droids too, because the probe droid. I mean,
The probe
you're
droids.
like,
I
oh,
mean,
Yeah.
done.
again, having this type of scenery in Star Wars makes me really feel good. That
You know,
yeah.
good. Sorry.
Well, I was saying that Terminator 2 futuristic thing. Yeah.
It shows again why Din really hates droids, right? Because we think it's when the other droids, the battle droids, killed his parents, but now he had killed his parents. You had the Imperial droids take out Mandalore. Like droids are really jacked up his world, his people's world. You know?
Yeah.
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 It's kind of wild.
Yeah. They
Screw
killed his
droids.
parents.
Yeah,
You know
killed
what
his
I mean?
parents and blasted their world.
And now his people, his people that they adopted and everything. It's just, it's
Yeah.
very cool. And this is this type of stuff we were talking about last week. The direness of Star Wars, the tragedy of Star Wars. There's a lot of emotions that go along with Star Wars. That's why it's so appealing to us, right? And the comedy. That's why comedy is very careful. You have to be very careful in comedy in Star Wars. You can't do the slapsticky stuff and then show this kind of stuff where billions of people is just being killed, and like Din's parents and the orphanage stuff. It's just there's two sides. You got to have a walk
you
a fine
can
line
you
on
you
that.
got to be flexible with it, right? You can't
Yeah.
do it like back to back. You can't make a joke right after the Night of a Thousand Tears.
No,
right?
you
gotta-
can't.
right.
You've got to have a break. Like
Balance.
it doesn't in this episode, and it has a fantastic balance.
Yeah,
right, because it
Yes.
goes from this and goes really lighthearted in a minute.
Yes.
So it's
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
there
but-
was Star Wars
we-
jokes that we've talked about
right.
in this episode that were nailed. Perfect.
I
Cut
think
those
it was-
all the way
yeah.
around. Everything.
nailed.
Yeah.
You got to
So-
balance your genocide with,
Absolutely.
with some levity.
Yeah, it's
You just have
true.
to.
Right. I mean, it was almost
Exactly.
like the No Way Home scene. You're crying about one, and then you're laughing, and you get a reveal, and then you're crying. This was the same thing. I mean, you're so shocked to see the armor. Then they get into the lore and history, and you know what? Favreau and Filoni are just amazing, because if you've known nothing about what that Darksaber was, now you do.
Oh God.
Even if you had to go over and watch this just one more time to get it all through in your head,
Yeah.
you got it. Because they
So-
threw so much out there that was just beautiful.
So my dad, Don, he reached out and he said, "Why did the Mando have no problem swinging the Darksaber in the beginning, but it was so heavy when training?"
Because it was getting heavier as he was fighting. It was getting it was getting heavier. Even though at the very beginning you saw him struggle. That's how he nicked himself.
Yeah.
You saw him like swinging harder and harder. It's done on purpose. Now, I don't think
it's
this
a
goes.
lack
I
of
don't.
Jedi training. Or
I
do you
don't think it
it's-
goes with sabers. I think it's this particular one.
Yeah.
This is my opinion. The dark saber is a particular, like it's almost like a fighting style that you have to learn with it. Like the Jedis do. There's certain fighting styles. I don't want to say it's all Jedi and all saber. I think is this particular one that has some sort of, like I said, some sort of counterbalance in it that makes it like you have to fight with it.
Well, it has a dark crystal in it.
Well, I don't disagree with that, but it's like when Kanan was talking, we talked about the Rebels, right? Yeah. When Kanan was talking to Sabine, he's the one that explained it. Yeah. He wouldn't know that. He was a Padawan when he left. He wouldn't have darksaber knowledge. So he has to know that
needs like some force connection to it. That's all. It's a force weapon. So you got to, and there was a Jedi that made it and used it. So you just need to be like force connected to it.
You need to learn how to be with the sword, like a Jedi would be. Yeah,
that's why Han Solo was out of breath in Empire Strikes Back, because it was too heavy, not because. Yeah, I get it.
And that's what the armor was telling him too.
Kevin and I both have the darksaber, and it's an incredibly heavy toy. So I mean,
how can there be two, Scott?
Sabers.
How can there be two?
Don't ask.
You guys need to duel like right now.
She was saying it as she was training him, which was great too, and she was saying how his head wasn't clear.
Yeah.
And awesome to them that she was speaking Mandoa, which was just great as well too.
Yeah, his head's not clear because he's looking for Grogu.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
He's still got him on his mind, the attachment and everything, and that was, oh god, that was
because
great.
he when he presented the spear, the Beskar spear, he had her forge something for Grogu and
some kind of chain, obviously, right?
Yeah, chainmail dropped, so we're assuming some kind of chainmail. Look at that. Oh, he's Grogu. That's awesome, dude.
He's ready.
Yeah, he's coming back. I mean, he's going to get. I didn't think he was going to come back. I thought we might lose Grogu till the very end of all the series, but apparently, Grogu. They've got him a cockpit. I mean, it's like Grogu's coming back soon.
I'm sitting here thinking they made him like a little necklace. He has the he's got the Mythosaur necklace, and I thought maybe they made him the Mudhorn necklace. But then, Julie says, "Well, you saw the chains. You saw chainmail hit the ground.
He made him a mithril chain link shirt,
right? Straight out of Lord of the Rings.
Probably going to turn invisible."
If you really think about this, Din Djarin knows what Grogu's. He went to the Jedi, and they talked about it here with the armor, saying like Jedi cannot have attachments. Like you can't be attached. You can't be friends with it because his training is not gonna allow that. We might have it. A necklace would make perfect sense, right? Not necessarily armor, because he wants to go and present it to him. Some sort of ornament, like with the Mudhorn symbol, the rule of the clan of two. I would think that would be more symbolic and more important, other than like, here's your armor, and eventually we're going to team up again. I don't know if that's in his head, in Mando's head.
I still see it as a
specifically
chain.
said he wanted to make armor for a foundling, and it would make sense to me that he'd want to make something to protect Grogu. So just a small little protective.
Maybe a shoulder pauldron, but chainmail makes more sense.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's got to fit in that little Grogu-sized pouch.
Okay, that pouch.
It's adorable.
We'll get to. But
Dang, she did the origami.
Yeah, she did the Grogu origami.
So what happened in there when she was talking about the Jedi and their attachments, right?
Yeah,
I'm going to kind of bring this in here now. I think this is where we start to realize this is all going to lead to the sequels, and that Mandalorian Din has more to do with starting the sequels or getting us on that line than we ever going to realize.
Yes,
because him and Grogu somehow are going to show Luke that attachments are okay, and all this kind of thing, and Luke's going to kind of break away from the old Jedi stuff, and that's when he takes Ben in, even though he shouldn't, and this is when he learns that maybe the attachments were so many things could go wrong.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Not that he doesn't have attachments, he has to get rid of. He doesn't get rid of Leia. Or
like I said earlier in the chat,
I
have a feeling that he's gonna find Grogu, but I have a feeling that Luke's not gonna let him see it. Like Luke's gonna be against him seeing him. Like he's not gonna want them to see him because of the attachment.
Especially
if he's been training and Grogu's distracted too.
Yeah.
But does Luke follow that path? Is Luke forging? Is he gonna forge his own?
I think right now he's trying to follow it. I think. Right, because he's been gone for a while, and even in Aftermath, they hadn't heard from him in a while, had they? Was he?
I don't think so.
In
There's-
Aftermath, it was
there's
just a
there's a
golden boy
Luke-
that's out there doing his own thing.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
Luke-shaped hole in the story when Aftermath series is
Yeah.
And
going
it's
on,
and
so.
it lasts all the way to then,
Yeah.
until the sequel. So I mean, he's obviously done it too. He still loves everybody, but he's not attached and he's separated.
Like
himself.
how is he with Kylo in those? Is he trying to keep Kylo away from?
We don't know yet.
Connection with.
He
All
probably
we got
didn't
is
want
that
to
one
train him.
graphic novel.
Yeah, he probably didn't want to train him at first, and
Mhm.
ended up doing it anyway. And look what happened.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of this
Didn't-
something here.
didn't
will
Leia
link to
and-
that.
Didn't Leia say that to Han? Like it was our fault. We kept pushing him
Yeah.
Yeah.
to go train, right?
That's
Didn't
true.
you say
Yeah.
something to that?
Well, that's why they put
I sent him. We sent him to Luke.
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
But to bring it back to the Mandalorian, and let's talk about how he's basically dispelled
Book of
from the
Boba Fett.
watch,
No,
from
sure,
the
please.
chest.
Yeah, yeah.
Book of Boba Fett,
Yeah.
please.
Book of
Book of Mandalorian.
Let's
Thank
bring
you.
it back to Boba.
So
Thank you.
I'm gonna pop this up here real quick.
Yeah,
with,
please, Scott. You take charge of the chat. Yes.
Star Joe. Do we assume that Mando will redeem himself with his clan for season 3?
Well, that's what we're about to get into right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
let's
what we're
do
about to
that.
get into.
Yeah, because
Well, first, real quick, first is the fight. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
does he not
Yeah.
see him training? Which we're getting an explanation. And we were just talking about how heavy it was. She's trying to train him like that. And so Vizsla sees this as a perfect opportunity. I'm going to call you out.
yeah,
Like,
He's
I could
tired.
see,
Let's
like-
get him.
Right. Yeah. Well, not only that, dude, he can't do crap with that. Like,
You're tired. It's heavy, and I'm huge. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
took me the
for
second
reals.
watch.
That-
The second
that
time I
belongs
was
to
watching
me.
it. Yeah, the second time I was watching it, I really saw his demeanor. Like once the Darksaber was brought up, talk about the
Mhm.
heavy Mando. I forgot his first name. But
Yes,
they
did you
said
see him?
Vizsla.
He was like,
Paz
"Oh, you
Vizsla.
got
Jim.
that."
Yeah, like that's
Jim.
he's a descendant of Vizsla, House Vizsla. He thinks it belongs to him, and that was. And again, it took me a second watch to change to see that demeanor because I thought it was a little bit too fast at first. But and then he's like, "I'm challenged." Yep, maybe because Mando couldn't handle it. He goes, "Maybe it's in the hands of the wrong Mando, like in the wrong person."
But that
and,
guy's always had a thing for him, though. Even
Yeah, he did
in
from
the-
day one, right? Yeah.
He's a hater.
But really cool. I mean, okay, so it just for the sake of time, right? Mando gets the upper hand and then beats, the.
Pause.
Thank you.
Vizsla.
But also, the questionnaire came again. Did you ever take off your helmet? And
You think they have to do that, Val, every time they fight or argue with each other?
yeah,
She didn't have him do it when they
Yeah.
walked in, but when they argued in the season 1,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, you guys are friends again. Did you? Huh?
Yeah.
You know? And now you fought. Did you? What?
Yeah. It was
and then
kind of
and then he's like, what?
Yeah.
No.
shit.
So so I think it was funny that she goes through this whole conversation with Din about the history of the Darksaber and how Bo-Katan claimed right to the Darksaber through blood.
Right.
She's
And
a
that's
cautionary
not Creed.
tale.
Exactly. Blood. Yeah,
Yeah.
blood. And that's exactly what Vizsla was trying to do, was claim the Darksaber through blood because his ancestor's the one that made it.
Right.
And so right there is his approach was faulty right from the beginning.
Mhm.
He
Well-
wanted it because it was his right
Rightful. Mhm,
in
mhm.
his blood to take it.
But
Right.
that
So-
shouldn't be that part's not really wrong. It's that at least he was fighting for it. See, the problem with Bo was she was given it by
It was
Susan's
handed.
mom, right? They
And then
handed it
Oh,
to
it's a
her.
curse.
Yeah.
Right, but still, I mean, it's following that whole train of the blood. If
Right.
it's his by blood, then
But also,
know.
that's why Bo
Which was
probably
in his head.
refused to take it
He was-
again, right?
he
Like,
was destined to fail because
Yeah.
of that, I think.
Correct.
So
Right.
Yeah,
and Mando, won by 1,000 cuts. It was just you
Mhm.
get down with a little vibro blade, gets him in his Achilles,
awesome.
gets him in the. Oh, it was
Yeah.
amazing.
He was ready. He was ready to take off his head. And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
maybe the calling of the creed is maybe your way to stop. Maybe that's like, kind of a
Yeah.
command type thing is
Oh,
remember we're in this together,
yep.
And-
Hey, before we
and,
get
uh,
to the, go ahead. Sorry.
that she just what we were about to say is about calling it out. Have you ever removed your helmet?
Yeah. Oh,
And she had to
before that,
repeat
though,
it.
before that, she opens a cabinet with a mythosaur on it, right? And tells a
Right.
story about how they would come back again to
Right.
raise Mandalore, and that. So we're gonna get that in season 3 at some point. We're gonna see a real mythosaur. I feel.
I wonder
like, right?
why the armor
Um,
didn't want to take it, but yeah.
Well, because she had to fight. She would have to. That's not her deal. Who
But
knows?
she could.
But anyway,
honestly
I-
He
knows
was
the-
too busy giving exposition.
Yeah.
She was. She really was. But I love that whole story and her gimmick at the back for AO Mr. Big Geek here. talking about, sadly this only exists in legends.
Right? Yeah.
Another message just for us, I'm sure.
Yes.
But
It's
just
been talked
really neat.
about.
I love how they do stuff like that, right? They give a story, they say something like that, and you're like, I love it. I love when they it's like breaking the fourth wall without breaking the fourth wall. You know?
Yeah.
I know what that means.
This
It's awesome.
whole scene, the exposition, everything was like really, really cool and spot on. But again, Mando had told the truth. I did reveal my. I took the helmet off. Nobody took it off me, but I took it off, and she denounced. She's like, you're no longer a Mandalorian, and there was
not
some
even a
argument
question
online
about it.
that.
Not why did you do it? Not did anybody see it? Not nothing.
Mando's like, look.
Yeah.
I had to. I was choking. I was like,
She said, "Get out of my face."
Basically,
she didn't turn and look at him.
She says, "You are
Did you
not a
see he gave her a
Mandalorian no
bump?
more."
Did you notice that too on the way out? He
she
gave her
moved.
the bump. You know what I mean? And she just stood there all hard with her with her work those whatever she always carries, dude.
Hammers. Yeah.
Yeah, and didn't move. No, nothing, dude. She's like, get out.
Yeah. Well, I just
gone.
want to make. I kind of
And-
want to make this. Okay, good, Scott.
He has to
This
go
goes-
to Mandalore.
Right, to bathe underneath in the oil baths of whatever under Mandalore.
Yeah,
but,
some ceremonial stuff, but
Was it like
This
under
goes-
the mines or under the mines?
yeah, there you
Like
go.
that? Yeah.
This goes back to what Star Joe's asked: was will we see him redeem himself? I don't think so. And we got into a conversation earlier today. The Mandalorian lore, Mandalore, has always been warring tribes, and you've got You've got Mando here. He's the rightful ruler because he's got the saber. You've got Bo-Katan wanting it back. You've got this great clan of two that now think they deserve it. Or you know, it's warring tribes, and that's why I think Mandalore is just doomed to fail.
You don't think Mando can unite them?
I think the only person that can is Mando.
Yeah.
Because Mando's part of everything now, right? He's obviously a child of the Watch. He knows the old ways and trying to bring back that originality, real strict code of honor and stuff. But he's also embraced the Bo-Katan version too. He's removed his mask.
Say that.
Yeah, he's removed his mask. So I think the Mandalorian is going to be the only one who can, because it just like that comment with plastic. I think he's going to realize a better, like, she didn't call him a Mandalorian, but obviously he is, because in the next scene he tells what's her name that he's a Mandalorian. He's still there. Obviously he, the reason why he removed his mask, because his code was like, I'd rather die than remove my mask. That was it, but he chose not to. So he's realizing
to save a foundling.
Yeah, he's realizing a bigger world in the Mandalorian, the bigger cause, I think, rather than the strict structure. But again, he has some conflict in there. He went back to it. He found them. And even like Paz Vizsla said, there's three of us. There's only three of us now. So.
Well, what's Star Wars always about?
Twins.
Family. Right?
Yeah,
so he's
tribe. There's a big tribe thing, right?
That's what Boba Fett's trying to do right now. Right?
Yeah.
Right. That's where they pretty much are, right? And that's what he's doing. He's building his while Boba's building his. He's trying to find one again.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah. And now that there's only three of them, and now he's been basically disbarred from that, unless he goes this whole ceremonial thing.
Ask you that too. I wasn't sure what Vizsla meant by that when he said there's three of us. He didn't say three of us now. He said there's three of us.
But
did that include Mando?
They did it in that circle.
Mando? I know. Okay, I know he said it there.
I was right with Chris. Yeah. I'm right with Chris.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that too, because immediately when he said it, I said it out loud. Oh, so who's the third?
That's what Matt Logic just said. Yeah.
That's how I took it.
I kind of took it because they're all sitting there. All three of them said this is the way right after, and I kind of took it as them three. Yeah. That's how I took it.
I'm glad we know that for sure, guys. I'm glad we've seen the other episodes.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
They
left. If you look at the wording, it was really weird, because you could have very easily just thrown the word in. Great.
Yeah.
Or now. Or anything.
Right.
He said there. He just told him matter of factly, there are three of us, and we're going to put you to work. That's how he said it. So the three of us are going to put you to work is how I interpreted it. And but if I'm probably wrong, but I see Ernie thinks it, and I saw somebody else in the chat thought it. So it's kind of cryptic.
Because right after that, all three of them repeat the mantra. So it's like,
hey,
well,
wait,
why are you
all
saying
of these
that?
questions will be answered in the next 2 episodes of The Mandalorian.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
So in December.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, I was kind of hoping the third one was Sabine. Something like that. Anything. But I don't know if she would be with them. So
Right.
who
I don't know.
knows?
And she
Probably
wasn't
not with
mentioned
that
because
stuff.
it sucks that she didn't say Sabine gave it to Bo-Katan, which is
Yeah.
what we know is what happened. She just said she was given it. So I didn't
Yeah.
like that either because we could have
Yeah.
heard Sabine's name just as we heard Thrawn's name
Right.
from Ahsoka.
Yeah.
That would have been like, oh my God, she said Sabine.
Yeah.
And that wasn't repeated there.
What
But
this did is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I was kind of thinking with this whole episode, and that's what I wanted to ask you guys too, is as we cut away from the scene, and this is the end of it, and he walks away, it was kind of what you guys are just all saying right now, because I kind of felt that too. Was he just there for information, like to find out who survived or about Bo-Katan? Because, I mean, he just left them when she said, okay, you're not Mandalorian. And I mean, we see him, he fought with Bo-Katan, he took off his helmet for Grogu, and like that. I just didn't see him going back to all of that immediately, especially with what Bo-Katan
He's looking for purpose.
So it doesn't matter to him, right?
Hey, this
like
is the Book of
either
Fett, looking for
Bo-Katan
purpose.
or the armorer.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
think. Yeah, I think when he left, because it was weird, right? Where it was all very matter of fact, but that's how they
Yeah,
live, right? They're
very
zealots.
abrupt, too.
They're
Mhm.
they're
Mhm.
on their creed. So once you break creed, he probably knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Right. And as soon as she
Once
said it,
she
and
asked,
he waited.
yeah.
She had 6 seconds to think about it. That's a long time when somebody's not answering you. You're all, I'm about to kick this fool out.
Yeah,
he
right.
broke creed. We just died. I can't have anybody that's going to break creed.
Yeah.
He already
Yeah.
cost us all of our people. So this is it. No, you're done. Which
Man.
sucks because she obviously has a soft spot for him, right? But she told him how to redeem himself, and I do think he'll do.
She
it.
did.
That was the thing. I do.
That was key because again, remember always in those previously on Mando, right? These things always come back to play. So and this what I was just gonna say is what this episode did is it really put season 3, 4, 5, maybe going in the future in perspective a little bit, in a little bit different area than what we were going through. Kind of. I mean, we were gonna go in like Mando is gonna go take over Mandalore,
Right,
but there's
right.
all these learning curves in the way and things that it's a little different, which is like I appreciate it, right? This put like someone comments, there's a lot of info in the first 20 minutes or 15 minutes of this
Dude,
episode, which was
so
like
much.
made me, and this is why there's so many negative sentiment on like why is this here, and like Kevin said, I think the next 2 episodes of Mando
Mandalorian.
The book of
Boba Fett.
Mandalorian.
Yeah, right. I think we're gonna get some of that moving in because again, I think what I was telling Scott today too was the Book of Fett is not a standalone. It is part of the Mandalorian series that we're getting.
Yeah.
This is just a 2.5.
He was introduced
season.
in Mando.
Yeah. It was a 2.5 season. Is basically what this is. So, in like perspective, it all makes sense why we would have a Mando episode here. Because he has to, help Boba Fett and whatever.
I
don't know, man.
I think they were right online. I think it was 6. Eventually, they realized they started to do this episode. They're like, you know what? We can just make this a full-on Mando episode instead of putting
Yeah.
it in 2 different halves.
Yeah.
Let's just do this and make it 7 and boom.
But also, I think like on paper, they're like, we need to put it here. We need to crowbar this
it
in
worked.
here.
It worked.
Yeah, it did absolutely work. But they needed a crowbar for information to refer back to it and get this out in the open because we have something bigger that we're going to be, doing and stuff. So, again, guys, we're going to be our talk continues online. It continues in our episodes. It continues on our Facebook stuff. So we're going to be really breaking this down as more information comes in. So I want to move on to the rest of this episode. But it's so cool to like get this stuff and the lore. Those segments of the lore. Again, this right here is going to be like my new. I got to blow this up like 24 feet and just put it on my living room. It's freaking amazing.
That's what gets us excited, right? If anybody can tell, when you add lore and story and stuff like that, that's when you get excited, not when you have to deal with, and I'm sorry, at some point explaining or headcanoning or something like the Vespas or the mods or what somebody's motivation is or something. There's a lot of stuff. There was so much story here.
It's a lot of story. A lot of freaking story. It was so good. So, here's and then we get the advertisement for the Star Cruiser, Galactic Star Cruiser in Florida, right? We get Din going.
But it was good Star Wars comedy though.
It was.
You got to cut to
really
this scene right before it where he unloads all of his weapons.
Oh yes,
like a Mel Brooks movie. Like if it was Baseballs. I mean,
dude, they were setting us up to think.
I
was ready to think this is going to be a caper, right? Somebody's going to steal it. He's going to have to go find his stuff. But they set me up good because I'm like,
or disarming him to try to assassinate him, right?
Yeah, or take the dark saber, whatever the hell is going to go to him. Oh, there's going to be stuff here. Season 3 is all about finding the dark saber again.
And instead, he doesn't have the Razor Crest and has to take the bus.
I know he's taking public. He's taking the glass.
It really was.
Oh no, Mooch is frozen.
The Star Cruiser. This
There he
is
goes.
this. Oh man.
You're
Am I
back.
There you are.
frozen?
You're
Okay.
back.
Hey guys,
back.
what's up? Sorry about that. The show does continue on, so if I do that again, you guys know what to do.
Yeah, we do.
But we also get this amazing moment. Like,
Oh, dude, stop it.
Do you notice how
this,
that stack looks like Grogu?
Yeah,
The
that's
way
that's
that-
why.
yeah,
That's why it's stop it.
yeah.
Right.
He has a Grogu toy. It's
Right.
too much.
I mean, this is the stuff of Star Wars is what's made of, right there. You know.
That was
Yeah, that
And
forever
especially
is...
the kid bugging him.
Yeah,
And then he
yeah.
has to
Yeah.
pull this out. Like, yeah.
so.
It's
That's
a lot
great.
of lot of Grogu moments.
Oh, I
and,
wanted to see Mando shoot her first.
Damn, Kevin.
He couldn't.
Good
He
Lord.
left all
Well,
his
that's
stuff
what
in
you're
the
supposed to
case.
do with those things, right? Whenever you see one, you're just supposed to shoot first, no matter
Yeah,
what.
That's right.
automatically.
That's right.
Don't let him
Yeah.
shoot over your head first, right?
But I mean, this whole
McClunky.
scene is again,
McClunky.
he doesn't have a
Exactly.
ship. Missing Grogu. The whole thing is about their relationship, and that's so good because I was worried. I really was worried on season 3 that it was kind of going to be a little bit lost. Right? We were talking about this last week about a season 3 without Grogu.
Yeah.
But the mentioning and the symbolic stuff, I think that's I can live with that. I really can. If Grogu doesn't show himself in season 3 of Mando, but we have this more of that connection and him, the symbolic stuff, and I think that's very important. I think it needs to stay, and I think we will be okay with not having him in a season. Is what I'm.
That's
Getting.
not happening,
I think it is.
dude. Let's go back to the next scene of the Book of Mando.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, let's go. Let's go to his new ship. Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
You act like
but
we're not going to see Grogu. They made a spot for him.
No, we're not going to see it. I don't think we're going to see it.
Yes. Oh
Dude,
yeah.
his new
Yeah,
new
this-
ship has a
yeah.
spot.
Thi-
Droid.
okay,
Yeah.
this is where everything goes downhill, in my opinion.
Oh hell no!
Completely disagree.
Yeah,
I can
Completely.
Yeah, I hate this for a lot of reasons. First off, this is not his ship. It can't be his ship.
Oh why?
I just because it's a starfighter. Where is he going to put his bounties? I mean, where is he going to?
I was thinking
He's
that
done
too.
with that.
He's not
He's
a
done with
bounty
that.
hunter.
No, I don't think so.
He's
But
gonna be done with it.
they
He's not a
keep
bounty
mentioning
hunter.
Starcrest. They keep or Razor Crest. They keep mentioning it and mentioning it. And I think he's still going to get it. Now
They're
this could be a
clowning
temporary
you.
ship.
They're clowning you. They're like,
No.
oh, Razor Crest, Razor Crest, Razor Crest. They're messing with you, dude.
That's why I
the
don't
new
like
ship.
her. Yeah, I don't like it.
I
What's
like
up, Kevin?
Kevin.
So, all right,
What's up?
so jumping ahead a little bit, he asked about where the droid goes, and she says that she cleared
right.
out the
Yes.
space for the droid. And if you look
Right.
behind his pilot seat, there's that little like
It's a
gunner
dome.
pod
Yeah.
dome.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for a second person, that's where his bounties can go.
See, this
No,
is again.
that's where Grogu goes.
I'm not
Yes.
disagreeing.
I don't
That's
think
not
it would-
happening. I just don't
Yeah.
like it.
I don't think a full-grown human could fit back there.
No, it's
That's-
a spot for a little green man.
No.
Yes. This was
It
great because this was
indicates
your
everything that
American.
we're looking towards.
This is your nod to American graffiti for Lucas.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, look at
This
the
is your
manifold,
let's build a car together. This was Fast and the Furious. This is some comedic, like she's
Yeah.
basically I love the way that she speaks because you could turn it into everything from clenching your butthole to I did a Jawa to everything.
bet your
everything
dipstick.
that she says.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you notice that when he landed and his whole wizard saying,
Yeah,
and he shops out, what she said was really made you
Wizard.
clench your butthole, huh?
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I can't remember what she says, but she says it in Star Wars terms.
Evacuation port or something like
Yes,
that. Evac port.
exactly.
Yeah.
If you
Right.
know what I mean. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what she's. Yeah.
So-
So
that's funny.
it was
Yeah.
it was comedy. It was
You
great.
know, it's funny because I didn't like. We talked about this before in the pre-show, right? I didn't really like Pelimoto. On the
Yeah.
first episode we saw her.
Exactly.
In the episode where she was with playing cards with Dr. Mandible, at that
Mandible.
point she had turned around to me, and I liked that episode, and I loved her in this episode. I love this episode.
Yeah.
I think she's
Like,
great.
I want to explain myself just a little bit here, and this is where I go wrong as a Star Wars fan going into
Razor Crest is his minivan for the family. This is his weekend ride.
That's what I think. I think it's his weekend ride, but
Put a port on top of a Razor Crest for it to
It's-
dock. There you
It's
go.
the same colors as the Razor Crest. I mean, he even made it match. So he,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and
I
he
just,
doesn't let go of stuff very well. I'm telling you, it's just gonna.
I'm just putting this in
badass
like
shit.
no. Listen, I'm just putting this in Star Wars perspective. I'm putting it in as the bigger picture, right? I don't like Grogu's time with the Mandalorian. To me, would make sense if he went on his own to train and did whatever he has to do because moving on to the future. I don't see a clan of two going forward. Like it just worked at that moment. this is me, right? So it worked for the moment, but I think for the bigger picture, it should have been bigger. I don't know. But Kevin bringing up that dome really bums me out because it's like because that really puts it in.
They built a space for him. There's no way that doesn't get used for him.
It's like more of the same to me. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather see the bigger
It's
like
got a
Grogu
booster
doing
seat and
something else. I'd
everything
rather
in
see
there.
Mando
You'd rather
doing something else.
it's more of the same to you as you're hoping for another Razor Crest.
For Mando, not Grogu. Like I'm taking Grogu out of the picture. Yes, they might interact and they might have things to do. I think Grogu has a bigger story than tagging along with Mando. I do. And
I don't think you realize how big Mando's story is going to be. Is my point.
Well, I was just about to do 180 on that, like saying maybe that their bigger story is intertwined. You know what I mean? Maybe that is. But again, I'm living for that direct moment. You know. So.
Could you imagine like some point something happens to Din and that's what kind of gets Grogu like into his Jedi stuff where he has to go full Jedi and that's where his story really takes off. You know, it's like everybody says, "Oh, you don't need something emotional to make something happen." Yeah, you do. You know,
absolutely do.
Season 5 is Grogu as a foundling, decked out in full Mando gear, flying this little Naboo starfighter.
See, this is where I go.
People in the back.
Yeah, this is where I pack my bags because I'm done. That's dumb.
Having this introduced was like. I don't know, again, just genius because you just tied everything together. As much as everybody can complain about Book of Boba Fett, you just tied in the prequels. Yeah, you just tied in the video games. You've tied in the comic books with BK because of Dio not Dio. What is it?
BD1.
BD. You've tied in the video games. Like in Book of Boba Fett, it just brought everything together. And even we even have mentioned the new saga in it, which where can it go from here? Which I know Mando did that where we kind of saw the Snokes, and I think we're going to get more on that. But like this brought it all together in one episode. You think
I
about
am not
everything
backing
right
a
now.
Naboo Starfighter HasLab, so I'm not doing it. I did one. So
no, that's going to be next. You can't get it until it blows up,
especially if they blow it up.
Yeah.
Right. Right,
but
it was kind of cool, like the building of it, and then the jokes, and
it was okay. Yeah. And this is where I kept looking at the time. Right, we're still like this is. I'm like we're 45 minutes in, and I'm like this is the episode. Real, this is what we're doing, and we spent a lot more time building this ship and testing it and flying it, and the little jokes and the Jawa. I dated a Jawa. I mean, we spent a lot of time on this when the first half of it was like overload. Which again, you have to come down from that, right? You have to flatline a little bit and bring it be more grounded into the moment.
You have to come back into Book of Boba Fett.
Yes, yeah. Thank you, Chris. That's what we did. So I mean, I thought it was really cool. I mean, without the pod race scene, we wouldn't get another little homage to the pod race.
That was awesome, dude. The level of detail and making it match to I'm like, oh,
everything.
Wow.
I even saw, where Anakin crashed the gate. That's still broken in that scene. The gate's still broken.
Yeah, stop it.
Yeah,
I saw. Yeah,
it's
there.
Wow.
The debris still where it left. Yeah, Chris.
Curiosity was getting to me here, so I had to look it up on eBay. Naboo starfighters are currently going for over 112, 182, 182.50.
No way.
Damn it.
$235.57. Naboo starfighters today skyrocketed.
And
Yesterday,
you know what?
I couldn't sell one for $15.
I was just going to say that. You know, and I
Unbelievable.
know that Kev knows you cannot move episode 1 shit at any time.
Nope.
You can't even give it away. Hey,
Star Wars is better than the stock market, man. I swear.
I have a whole bunch of episode 1 figures. Would you like them? No, thanks. That's all right, man. You go ahead and you keep those.
Wait till episode 5, and then you'll get to move all that stuff.
That's
oh my god.
We have like inside trading right here, guys. I mean, that's funny.
Why didn't I
so when he goes into Beggar's Canyon, was that a Womp Rat? And is that the first time we've seen a Womp Rat?
Yeah.
No, that's not the first time. I don't think so.
Isn't that what attacked her?
Yes.
I think that's somebody said they grow that big, and that's what attacked her.
Wow. Yeah,
I didn't know.
I want to say I'm saying yes as like I have no 100% proof, but it looked like the same thing because we had the little rats.
They had the scatter rats, which
so
scatter
I think
rats,
the one
and then a Womp Rat,
that
2 meters
that Kev
is
is
big,
talking about, right? When is like that Luke moment, right? In
Yeah.
Canyon, and we see the small one. That's what I took it as.
Yeah,
he should have bullseyed it. That would have been cooler.
That would have been
guns work.
Weapons
That's what I was
like it
waiting
was
for. I thought
like
he
it
was
ain't no
shooting.
thing.
Yeah.
Just
fly
right by and blow it up. Yep.
But then he takes off and says, "Let's really open her up."
Yeah, so that's
awesome.
okay. Yeah,
Dude.
so which is cool because I mean, I thought that, being a starfighter is freaking awesome. Don't get me wrong.
I didn't know it's just pull triggers.
Yeah, try spinning.
That's
He
a good
did that.
trick.
Yeah, he did do it. Yeah. The X-wing scene, guys, like the police. Okay, now are the new, the X-wings are used as police cars.
Yeah.
Dude, I cannot wait. This is basically a backdoor pilot for the next Disney Plus show, which is basically Space Cops.
Oh God, the
which-
Rangers. Is
which
that
will
what
probably be
Rangers is
coming
going to?
next year? Man, I can't wait for Space Cops, man.
So-
it's going to be awesome.
Dude,
It'll be ships with no eye, like in Chips.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
this-
I want cops like Kevin's talking, a real camera tonight on Space Cops. And as everybody following, yeah. We got
Right,
a
some,
Wookiee
like-
on the loose.
Right, some
Calm
shirtless
down.
Wookiee getting arrested.
Yes.
He's up on a roof throwing beer cans.
I was
Yes.
framed.
Throwing Spock at everybody, just all the bottles.
Okay.
You're always,
Me.
but then you're gonna always deal with Quarrens. Then you're gonna hear from everybody, all of them, like, "Oh, how you're just picking on us." It's gonna be a
Yeah.
mess.
I want to hear, dude. I want to see it all. That would be
Oh
great,
man.
dude.
Well, this scene right here. There's two thoughts here, right? One is the New Republic is just as I mean, they won't kill you, but they're almost just as authoritative, and the tyranny is just the Emperor. I mean, they're everywhere and they're harassing, and it's like pull over. I have to check. It's like Jesus Christ.
Hold
Why don't you
on,
let
let
it
me-
go?
Let me stop you. Hold on. There's
Go
two
ahead.
dudes at a time, and they're pretty polite the whole time.
One dude wanted to
They're not
pull over, and
stormtroopers bashing you over the head.
I'm not. I said without the killing. I said without the killing,
Bro,
but
if
they're
you're going
just
down
as
Bear Valley Road with no
authoritative.
license plate and a jacked up car and no hood,
you're
and
in
no license
Tatooine. Who
plate-
cares? They're Outer Rim, dude.
We're in
It's 5 years
Victorville.
after the Empire. 5 years after the Empire. Okay, what the hell are they doing in Tatooine patrolling anything? Do they
This
have that
comes
much
back
resource?
To my question. This comes back to my question.
They have that much
What
resource?
is the deal with Tatooine anyway?
Well,
why does anybody
that's my
care
second
about
theory.
Tatooine?
Is
Well, I think it gets into something deeper. If you
That's what I'm
notice,
saying.
He gets stopped and he asks them again about that galactic thing. Wasn't that you, the Razor Crest?
I
The
recognize your voice.
correct.
So-
that was my
it's-
thing before Chris interrupted me. Was
Okay.
I'm kidding, Chris. It was
We can take him out of the show. I mean,
I said
I can leave.
no. I said why are they there? And then I'm like, well, again, why are they there? Why are they patrolling
Yeah.
Tatooine? And
I think we said
what's his
it.
name on the show with the TIE fighter?
Carson Teva.
Carson. Oh, is that
Captain
his name?
Carson Teva.
Okay,
Yes.
so it reminds me of like a detective. Like he's putting clues together that he wants to
Yes.
bring back because he was on Navarro saying like something bigger is going on here, and nobody
Yes.
seems to
Yeah.
know what's going on, and that's why I think they're on Tatooine. This
You
is
think
what, and
he's
he has a-
tracking? You think he's tracking him?
I think he's tracking some
Yeah.
leads on something that's going to, like
I think we said it. I think
Yeah.
this is all going to tie into the new saga.
Oh yeah, it is for sure.
The whole with we saw little hints of Snoke, and he's snooping around.
yeah. I think that's where he's saying there's
right.
there's something going on and nobody seems to care or
Correct.
see what's going on, and that's why I said the second question was why are they on Tatooine, and then again why are they on Tatooine? You know what I mean? Like it's the harassment stuff, but it's also it's not the first time they you don't have your
Correct.
papers. Well, this
Correct.
is pre this. Still, you still have to
Yeah.
have papers. Well. It's impossible because it's a
I
pre.
take it as
whatever,
like he
but
was the detective, and that's your beat cop. Your
I
new
think he's
kid,
going. Yeah, he's taking the rookie with him and say, I got to check something
Yeah.
out real fast.
Yeah.
You guys saw that was Luke, right?
Yes, the guy who
Yeah.
played Luke.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I flipped out because one,
Oh,
we
was
get
it?
to see Paul Hung Young Lee again as
Yeah,
Carson
yeah.
Teva, which was
Yeah.
great. And then I noticed the kid, and so I wanted to stop to see the name. I have a freak out moment because I see Lloyd, and I thought Jake Lloyd all of a sudden. I was like, dude, that's little baby
Oh.
Anakin.
That would've been
Wow.
way
no
cool.
way.
Wouldn't that be a great throwback?
And then I
That'd have been perfect for
looked
this
it up, and I
episode.
was like, okay, I was still kind of close. That's who played Luke in Mando, but I just all I saw was Lloyd, and I kind of flipped out. I was like, no way, they got him out of real jail,
That'd
and
be
they
cool.
threw him in the show. And
Oh my god!
Wow.
I don't think
He's in
he
the
can
wasn't
tell
going to come
anymore.
on the show. He wasn't.
That's
but-
hilarious.
He
But yeah,
wasn't.
dude, like
Yeah, but it was. And Marco, I think to your question is, I'm really thinking that. I think this is all going to tie in for a reason.
Yeah.
And he's basically our detective. That's going to be the one to tie this in. And I think, again, the same thing with the armorer. There's something more to her.
Yeah.
There really is.
This is
And
not a
that
filler
story,
by
and
any
that's a
stretch of
whole
the
nother-
imagination. This is all going to come full circle. And again, like I was telling, like Chris, say like they added this for a couple of reasons, but I really do believe this has something for impactfulness for the next 2 episodes coming through.
Yeah, it's going to be the Armorer and Bo-Katan have history, and they have beef.
They both know of each other, right? I mean, it's so freaking cool, guys. Like why I give this a solid A, even in the line of Boba Fett too, is because like we got stuff like brand new stuff. We woke up today and we have brand new Star Wars lore to really go over, and some questions answered, but a lot of questions opening up, which is great. That's what we need, right?
It's pretty wizard.
Which he takes off, he hits a nitrous, and he's gone.
Chuckles.
And then it was great because, again, Star Wars stuff. You want to go do all that paperwork? Because I don't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
right.
again, I think
that.
he's there. Like I said, maybe he's there, not knowing that his supervisors, knowing that, like, it's like any cop movie that he's I'm gonna follow this lead real fast, but then we'll go back on patrol. He's taking a rookie to save face, and the rookie's like, by the book, boom, boom, boom.
I didn't even detect his hyperdrive warming up. Oh, those were his sublights, kid.
Yeah,
which was great, right? The older to the young one, like you have no idea even what that ship is, do you? Which is great, just like classic cars and everything. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But dude, Kevin, I'm still on your thing now, and I can't stop thinking about it. I would love Disney shorts, like those quick mini cartoons of cops.
Well, maybe that's what the Rangers episode was going to come in. Maybe they're going to use him in the Rangers of the Republic. I don't know.
I want to see Carson Teva running. He has to throw down his bucket and everything. He's just on the ground. Quit running.
Following leads, and then it's like X-Files. You have the Smoking Man episodes, and then you have like just side missions, the monster ones, right? So
no, he's like Space Clouseau, man. He's just out there like doing space detective work.
I love it.
That's awesome.
I want to see it now.
I think the sentiment around the campfire is, I think overall 90% love what this did, what this episode did, what it means in the future. And I think that we all, but I think we all have that set. Oh, the perfect analogy was, and Chris mentioned this, and it was a Twitter quote, and I want to bring it up here because I think it's perfect. It was, you go to a restaurant, you order a steak, they bring you lobster, you enjoy the lobster, but you're still kind of upset that you didn't get that steak. You know what I mean? Isn't that like a perfect analogy of what this was?
Yeah. Best meal I ever had. That's not what I ordered.
Exactly. That was amazing lobster. But
so I'm happy, but
still wanted that steak. Yeah, exactly.
I'm happy, but I want it for free. Exactly. You brought me the wrong one,
and that's how I was watching it, and I went to
every bite of it.
I ate because it was amazing, right?
Look, Moocher's trying to close out the show, and he's not even mentioning that we had to bring it back to Book of Boba Fett with Fennec Shan showing up.
Oh yeah, it's
look at
right.
see?
About that.
all of you. All 5 of you are like, well, that really doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, she showed up, but God, what a great episode. Let's close the show.
Yeah, well, because the episode hit a halt right there. Oh, there's Fennec.
Right. Yeah, it did. It's like,
right.
We all slumped in our chairs.
And you can see it playing too. That was probably a computer image of Mando. Like they had
it's almost like it's almost like on Tombstone. Now you like remembered he was there. He's like, oh, I forgot you were there.
Yeah, well, Fennec shows up and offers him a job, and basically, and he's like, for Boba Fett, I'll anything for Boba Fett.
That was cool.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool,
but he also did say, he also did say, hey, I got to do something first, and I'll be back. So again, in our minds, it sets up the season 7, right? Like he's gonna come with an arm, or maybe by himself. Who knows? But it's cool. I'm curious. It makes me really, really curious for next week now. Right, I really am curious to see where Boba Fett goes.
I need to know from all you guys, because Chris brought up a good point. You're saying no. Chris is saying yes, because he ends it with, yeah, I'll help, but I got to go see a little friend real quick.
I'm thinking they're saving that for season 3 is what I'm
thinking right now. I don't know, man. I really want to. Yeah, the thing is, I want to see it, and I want to see him bring back some muscle, and I can't believe Luke would come with him, right? I mean, there's no reason to get involved. So, but maybe
wouldn't that be
Han or Chewie are there?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Perhaps Han is dropping off Ben.
Okay.
Something like that.
I want to see little baby Kylo.
something crazy going on, right? And then
Little emo boy.
they come and help, or Chewie comes and helps. Anything, whatever.
Dark hair all
I think
over, total
Han,
pure looking.
Chewie-
I don't want to be here.
Yeah, Han, Chewie,
wanna
Mando,
be
and Boba
here.
Fett teaming up would be absolutely
Could you
mind blowing, amazing. Like that would
That's comic
take
book
all
shit.
my gripes out of Boba Fett, and if they, of course, and I really would be like,
But
It's
that
an
would be
amazing show.
giving that would be putting every character other than Boba Fett in the forefront. So there we go again.
Well,
I'm good with
Yeah.
that.
You know what, dude? No, Kev. I'm with Papa Schmitty, dude. I don't think we're gonna see Mandalorian again. I think he's telling her, yeah.
wow.
And I don't think we're seeing
He sends
him.
a proxy. He sends a droid in instead.
Oh, that would fit. Right.
What if he sends a battalion of battle droids? That would be cool.
I don't think we're seeing him.
I don't think we're seeing Grogu in this season. I think we
Yeah.
Okay.
we strayed too far away from the main story to follow Mando on another side quest before coming back to the main story again. So I think we're going to
That's
get
fair.
that in a flashback.
Yeah.
In season
That's
3.
Mando's coming by. I think probably by himself. Like again, maybe with Han. That'd be so cool. I'm just like
That'd be amazing.
setting myself up for failure. But
This
And
episode, this episode basically turned into that meme of that guy that's walking with his girl, and then the girl's walking
Oh.
past him, he's looking back.
Mando?
It's basically that meme right there.
hey, man. If anything proved that opening scene in this episode, and everybody had the same hive mind thought, that should be Boba Fett doing exactly. That's what this episode should, or we should have been
That's all I
seeing.
thought.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That
My
kinda-
thought was that it reinforced that Mando is a better character,
story,
than,
better
than
co-
Boba
yeah.
Fett. That
Yeah.
honestly, I never
Uh-oh.
wanted.
Wait a minute.
I'm going to be the
Hey,
dissenter here.
Kevin-
I never
Kevin, hang on.
wanted. Yeah.
Kevin, hang on just a second. I'm
Yeah.
going to keep you safe right now. I'm going to move you over there.
I was just gonna
All right,
say
go
I never
ahead.
wanted a Boba Fett show. I thought Boba Fett was fine as a supporting character in the Mando
I
show,
agree.
and that's all we ever needed out of him. And
You think he's
this-
safe, but I've been drinking a lot of water.
This extrapolated story for the Book of Boba Fett so far has not been paying off for me at all. And having a whole Mando episode thrown in the middle of it just sort of reinforced Mando's a better show and it's a better character, and they're not doing Boba justice.
Yeah,
with this,
it's
with
a-
this show.
That's more it. That's more it. It's not
100%.
that it's a better. It's not that he's a. Well, I guess he's a better character at this point. He didn't have to be, right? They could have fixed it all up this season, and they haven't done it yet. But maybe by the end. But again, I get
He
to the
didn't
point
mean
of
that, Ernie.
just from the way
didn't
walking
mean
around and being a boss, Mando's better. I just
Yeah.
period.
He got
His-
2
his
episodes to
strut,
fix him.
his strut
It's-
out of
it's too late.
the fridge was better than anything Fett's done this season.
Yeah.
But I will end it like this, and I will bring it back to, and I think Ernie should appreciate this comment, is no, we would have 0 Mandalorians. We would have 0 Mando without Boba Fett, because Boba Fett brought in the lore behind Mandalorians, which brought in Bo-Katan, all of that great stuff and great storytelling. So when people, I'm not saying anybody here is saying, but when people think that Boba Fett is a wasted character in the original trilogy or somebody who just did nothing, well, he kind of did all of this stuff without doing it, right? Because EU put it through. Now we're getting shows of all this back lore about Mandalorians, and if it wasn't for the character being developed as Boba Fett being a Mandalorian, we wouldn't have that. So I think a lot of people out there who say, Boba Fett was secondary or stuff like that. Yeah, him as a character, but
Importance to
background.
our lore and to Star Wars and the lore in general.
yeah.
He was
So,
super
I mean,
important.
Boba Fett is like the Beatles, right? He did it first, but there have been others who have come after him that have done it better.
yeah. It's like, yeah, exactly. Well,
And with that,
as soon as he made him a clone, I was. But anyway,
Go.
different show for different time.
That was perfect.
Hey,
I'll
Kevin.
allow it. I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Kevin, thank you so much for joining us, man. I know you got a couple words in. You didn't probably get enough as you wanted to, but anyway.
welcome to the
I only
Sarlacc
have one
Digest.
word that I need to get in because I got to get out of here. So I only got one word that I really got to get in before I got to go, and that's wizard.
Oh my good. Embrace
Hey.
it.
I tell you what, Din made it sound cool. He fixed
Yeah,
it.
he did.
He fixed it. It's way
I-
better than Kitster. Way better.
I tell you what. I did smirk at that.
I
I was
did
like,
too.
ha,
I did.
ha,
Yeah, you all did more than smirk because you're just like me and repeated it right after.
wizard.
I can't make it sound the same. I tried. I can't. He made
Right,
it sound
you
cool.
can't.
I'm just like
Everybody in
second.
the pit, everybody on the screen
Wait a
here,
second.
everybody said
Wizard. Chuckles.
No, it doesn't come out the same from you though. Hey, Chuckles is fine, but your wizard doesn't come out straight. It's just not right. He's got
Wizard.
The way he says it. Yeah.
I got to tell you,
I
I will be scrolling DeviantArt the next week or so looking for furry Jawa.
Furry
fan
Jawas.
art,
That's
so-
another.
Sexy naked furry Jawas, man.
Yeah.
Don't we have a drink for the what's the is it a fuzzy?
out
Oh, it's a
there.
fuzzy tauntaun.
Fuzzy
or something.
Tauntaun. Yeah. Well, there's the Jawa. There's a
Now
Jawa
changed to the
Jawa
fuzzy
juice.
Jawa.
Jawa juice.
Yeah.
Jawa juice,
Jawa
yeah.
juice.
That brings a whole new level.
Same
to
thing.
That
Yeah.
She
I
dated a
don't wanna know.
Jawa.
Both of
Okay,
them.
guys. Oh, wow. Everybody in the pit, everybody here, thank you so much. It was so much fun. It was so much night and day from last episode to this one, especially here. Again, we're still friends. We're cool. We're
welcome.
still going to hang out. This is great. We're going to see you next week. I want to hand it off to Ernie and do our sign off. But everybody in the pit, we didn't get to all your comments, but we definitely saw them. We'll see you next year. Make sure you like, subscribe, tell a friend, share, do all that good stuff. Hit that bell because we go live every single Wednesday. So with that, Ernie, go ahead and take us out.
Thanks, guys, everybody who jumped in the pit tonight. We are growing each week, each day. We are growing more numbers, and we appreciate that. And all we can say is thank you so much. If you're new here, hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and hit all so you don't miss when we're on. Or all the videos that we put out, because we put out reviews, other stuff. We got a lot going on here. So be sure and check that out, please. Go share with everybody, repost the show. That helps out a lot. And just tell your friends about it. It's like, hey, have you heard about the Sarlacc Digest guys? It's a pretty good crew over there, and they're growing every day. So we'd appreciate that a lot. You want to show your appreciation more? We have a Patreon. All the information is right down below. We greatly appreciate that. That helps out the channel here, definitely. And if you're into the Star Wars talk that we had going on for this last hour and a half, be sure and check out our Facebook page where that continues on 24/7 with Star Wars talk in the Sarlacc Digest Central there. Check out our TikTok with Scott Solo and all the 1 minute toy reviews that's going on there. Those are growing in numbers.
Big
If
time.
you're into collecting like we are and you need some figure stands, hit up Tashi Station Emporium for that. Much. Yeah, there you go. For tons of stuff. You can find that on my Instagram page. I do drop that about every other day. And then follow Darth Moocher on Instagram, The Art of Scott Solo. Please look up episode number, what is it? As we're giving away our poster.
137.
We need
With-
13 more likes.
13 more
13
likes, guys.
more
If
likes
you're new
on-
here,
Yeah.
right now, right when you're done, go to episode
137.
137.
You don't even have to watch it. Hit the like, leave a comment. That's all we did. Just don't have to watch it.
We're not even asking you to watch it no more.
Yeah.
We need to do this damn giveaway because we're
Don't
sticking to
bother
our
watching
guns.
it.
You'll
Right.
get a copy of this, but it's autographed by me and Timothy Zahn, the creator of
What?
Grand Admiral Thrawn.
What? Leave a comment because that is your entry. And as soon as we hit 60 likes, we will be doing
Yeah.
the giveaway live on the show. But as soon as that sucker hits it, 60 likes, 13 more, guys. 13. That's it.
It's amazing. We get like 300 some odd views, and there's only 30. Yeah.
Check us out on
yeah.
Twitter where you can interact with Grand Admiral Franz there, Bootleg Joe for some toy photography, and you could join me on Thursday nights with the Toy Migos with They're Not Dolls for toy collecting, and then Friday night with the Book of Boba Tea with Kevin toying around.
Awesome, dude. I love
And
it.
then our guest tonight, where can we find you at, Kev Baca?
I'm retired. I don't do anything anymore, so I'm just
Nothing.
hanging out here in my toy room,
Cool.
doing nothing. So
Doing toy stuff. That's
doing toy stuff. Yep.
do what toy collectors do.
How about a road trip again?
Yeah. No, I'm going to be hosting a monthly game of Hero Quest. over
Yes.
at, Scott's house. That's what I'll be doing.
Awesome.
It's true.
There you go.
Yeah.
But that's for a different podcast.
Different story for a different time. So with that, guys, thank you, everybody. And Scott.
Keep it nerdy, everybody.
Keep it nerdy.